I'm at the stand of the company Leitz, together with Managing Director Wilfried Gehart. Mr. Gehart, Leitz is famous worldwide, but for those few who do not know your company, can you please tell us a bit about the company? Well, I do not know how many people still do not know Leitz, but of course I'm glad to enlighten you. Leitz, a 135-year-old family company, fifth generation and privately owned, is the world market leader in the processing of wood. We have more than 3,500 employees that distribute our products in 150 countries all over the world. We produce them in 13 of our own plants, also spread out over all of the continents. Leitz sees itself as a solution finder. How can we understand that? Leitz always understood itself, and we have our own name for it, as a producing servicer. We want to emphasize that we do more than just making tools out of iron. We also offer the service of the products. One typical example is the repair of blades that are no longer sharp. We look after the customer's tools for the complete life duration. We have more than 200 grinding mills worldwide, spread over all the continents. Process acceleration and innovator, that's what you are also showing here at the Ligna 2011. So what innovation have you got here for us? Yes, what kind of innovations do we have here? Well, there are innovations that are trying to fight against the rising costs in production. Well, because the natural resources are getting more and more expensive in the world market. And so our goal is for the coating and diamond tools, etc., to develop innovations and bring them to the trade fair that can really lower the costs. Thank you very much for these pieces of information, and let's have a look at these innovations. Here it's only about coating. I'm standing next to Andreas Kisselbach. What is the special thing about this coating process? Well, the cutting device has a big effect on the cost, and because these blades are rising in price, and if our clients have to pay more for the tools, then they do expect them to be better. And we can reach that by a special coating on the blades. What can that change for the wood industry? Well, it has an influence on the blades, how they work. Here, the coated blade stays sharp and can carry on cutting the wood very easily. Now, in the past, I heard that a rodent's tooth was very important. Now, can you please explain that to me? Well, it's very simple. Rodents, their profession, what they do every day is to cut wood every day and to keep their teeth nice and sharp. And that's what we try to teach our blades as well. So let's have a closer look at that. Mr. Kisselbach, what can we see here? On the left, you can see a rat's tooth, and here our tool blade. And it's coated, and they both have the same wear and tear signs. So the RIP-Tech process is something we're going to look at now. So what exactly is the RIP-Tech process? Well, as our coating program, it's been developed for the solid wood, users with solid wood. It's to reduce the splintering and to achieve a higher product quality and to avoid waste. So you can see here nicely, it's roughened up. On the other side, it's very, very even. Where is it used? Well, we can use it for planing, but also when you create wooden flooring, parquet flooring. It's also very effective with the corners for windows. The window is then more robust, more stable. And we got a patent for that in the window area. We can also use it when we produce furniture made of wood. We reduce the splintering of the wood again. So that was a Riptech process. And the next thing is nesting. At the company Leitz, you have a very high quality cutter. Well, I would like to show you this kind of nesting cutter. Well, for the demands of the custom made products, we needed a different kind of blade. It has to be a very high-speed cutting option. We also have to be very effective, so lots of blades. Here you can see the traditional tools, several blades, and because they are not set closely together, there are always gaps. So if it's used at the top speed, you'd have to measure where the tools can be used. And of course, it's not very practical. And so we developed a new tool that has blades on the whole surface and has 25 to 35 minute speed, and depending on the material strength, and the diameter is only 12 millimeters. And that is probably one of a kind. That means it's been an optimization of the whole thing. There's a further innovation here at Leitz, and that is the circular saw. You have optimized circular saws here as well at Leitz. What is the new development here with this circular saw that looks just like a normal one for me? Well, we have a huge range here for all sorts of different usages. We have the thin saw curves with which chipboard in a layer can be separated. We have a cutting width. We've reduced the cutting width by 20%. So, of course, the motor needs 20% less energy. And so for users who need to cut out very thin stripes out of the wood, there's the effect that, of course, he can get more out of the material because he has 1 millimeter less of waste, which also means that you don't need to get rid of the extra waste. What can the classic tradesman carpenter find with you? Well, he would normally use a circular saw. This is a new program, so we've adapted to international standards in the resharpening range for those who have used chipboard surface. It's a bit more stable. It's a new design, and laser ornaments mean that a rotation of 3,000 to 7,000 and hardly wobbles at all, and very good quality regardless of the rotation. And so saving resources is your slogan, and that really seems to be working. Yes, well, the coating is really hard and very thin, and is absolutely fantastic in the results. And you can see the energy we're putting into this kind of product. And the other solutions that we've also seen here, we have achieved our goals to raise the quality and to reduce the costs and the energy. Well, thank you very much. That was a lovely insight into Leitz at the Ligna 2011.